Well, you know, people see things in very different ways. Some people can look at a landscape or a garden and say, my gosh, isn't that green? But you know what? The more you get into it, the more there is to it. Let's take a look here for a minute. This is what I call a bio island. You see where the grass stops? That's where you can imagine the water stops and the island starts. Well, what's happening over here is that I've organized this bunch of trees and food just like a flower arrangement, so that the tall pieces have importance, that I got color in the middle, I have some motion in there, and I have the picking stuff on the ground. So I'm really interested in working the layers. And after a while, you'll realize that really interesting landscapes all built like that. They're not just seen from the top, but sides. So at the top of this island, I got a forest-sized tree. And I got timber, and I got firewood there. And I come down a little bit, I've got 3 flowering trees. I mean big trees with bright colors. Then I got a nut tree, and a fig tree, and an orange tree, and a lime tree at the lower level. And then I got the food growing in mounds on the bottom. So looking at that, I can get just as excited as if I see a carefully placed flower arrangement, because we made it beautiful. Now when you look at the kind of plants you could put in a scene, you look at this, and right now basically it's mostly green stuff, right? But if you look at the shape of the plants, why, they're all different. So if this was a black and white movie, it would still be interesting, because these plants are sometimes skinny with poofy tops, sometimes full, sometimes fanned out, whatnot. You see all the different shapes? Even the leaves are different shapes. Some really soft, some kind of magical. Look at this magical tree over here, this paper bark, with it almost looks like it's got Christmas tree decorations on it. This gorgeous papyrus right here, very interesting looking plant. And so it goes. There's some bamboo, and by the way, it's trimmed in just such a way that it's got a little boop at the top and a little bottom, which also makes it stylistically interesting. So the point is here, when you're thinking about planting yourself a garden, one that you're going to live in, one that you're going to feel like you live in the garden, one that's going to make you feel like you live in paradise, that there's a lot of art that goes into it, a lot of imagination, and a lot of different things. There's 30 or 40 beings right here, and they're all different, and they all move in the wind. And because they move in the wind, I know they're alive, and they rattle in the wind, and they wish in the wind, and they coo in the wind. Yeah, it's like being in a crowd. Being in a crowd. Yeah.
Be so close to you, be so close to you. Be so close to you, be so close to you. Be so close to you, be so close to you.